So, hello to everybody. Hello again. How are you? Let's get started with this week's session. Feel free to say hi in the question area. Good to see you all. This should be a bit of a fun session, really. It's a live demonstration, adding a new post to LinkedIn Pulse, as you can see. So it is live, so things could go horribly wrong. Hopefully my fingers won't close windows down when they shouldn't do and that sort of thing. So wish me luck. And let's get rid of this full window. Okay. Close that one down. So first of all, why should we even look at LinkedIn Pulse? Basically, the posts that you put on LinkedIn Pulse, they're very search engine friendly. They show up in your followers' feeds. I'll just click over to my own LinkedIn profile here. So once you're in LinkedIn, if you just click home, that's basically what I'm looking at now to see your feed. And before I did that, there was actually a post from LinkedIn Pulse just showing there. So I'll see if I can find where that's gone. But you'll see posts that's not one. There might be the odd one I can find here that shows up from LinkedIn Pulse. So when you put your own content through onto LinkedIn Pulse, you will find that they turn up in your followers' feeds. Just like here, so it could be one of these articles. I can't find one at the moment. There were some earlier on, but it just really shows how few people really are using it, and it's a huge resource. As soon as you put your post on LinkedIn Pulse, it shows up for your followers, and it's also on your profile as well. So it'll start showing up on your profile, and I'll show you some examples of that. If I go to Pulse, and this basically takes me to some posts for today. Now, really, this is posts from people in my own, people who I'm following, basically, and I believe possibly people who are following me. So it just shows it's kind of empty, and it shows how few people are really using it. But if I go to top posts here, wait for that to load up, you can see just what kind of view count some of these people are getting. So this was posted yesterday. And this guy has posted quite a few of these posts onto LinkedIn Pulse, but he's getting nearly 40,000 views, and he posted this yesterday. So you can really see the potential of that once you get to kind of an influencer status. For example, once you've posted these consistently and really get up there. I believe Jeff owns a business in the States. I'll just click through to his profile, and you can see how that shows. Possibly on, let me just see if I can find out. So he's got posts 238. I'll see if I can click through to his actual profile. I saw it earlier on, but basically it shows the posts that you've put onto LinkedIn Pulse on your profile. So it's visible to anyone viewing your profile. It helps build up your links and so on. It's a really good way to build up your authority. And to kind of reach your followers and to reach their audience as well. It's search engine friendly, as I said, so it's more content that can be found through the search engines for people in your marketplace who are looking up your keywords and so on. So it really just adds to what you're doing online. So let's try and get started. Basically, what happens through the vWriter system, as I'm sure you're aware, is that you get these notifications through. So this is an example of one that I set up for LinkedIn Pulse. It's basically linked into my own eZine Articles RSS feed. So every time an article there is approved, it updates the feed on eZine Articles for me as an author on that website. And as soon as that RSS feed updates, then the notification on vWriter kicks in, and it basically sends out this notification. At the moment, it's just going through to me, so I can show you guys as an example. But I'll be setting up my assistant to kind of take care of this for me going forward, which will just kind of completely automate it for me, and just mean that I get stuff onto LinkedIn Pulse with zero effort from me at all. So it just happens, it just works. So if I just click there, so this is kind of the instruction that's come through, say to an assistant or to yourself. I'll click there, open up the window onto eZine Articles, presuming it will actually open up for me. Okay, that's not doing a great deal. I'm not too sure why. Let me just try and copy and paste that link. So open that up into eZine Articles. That's the exact article. So basically what I'm going to do, I want to keep the content on my blog unique. So I'm not going to put that content itself directly onto LinkedIn Pulse. I'm going to take the article that's on eZine Articles and put this instead onto LinkedIn Pulse. So if I just drag that window away, put it to one side, so I'll be able to copy and paste in a little while. The original blog post that's based on is here. So what I will do first of all is let's go back to LinkedIn, and to access LinkedIn Pulse, to kind of post a new post for yourself on LinkedIn Pulse, you just need to click the Publish a Post button here. It used to be a little pencil icon within an update area, but they've now got a separate button for it completely. So I'll click that, and that really is very, very simple interface. It just brings up exactly what you need to see. So I'll just leave this a little while to load in. It's taken a little while longer because of the bandwidth used by the webinar itself, so excuse the slight delay as you're watching. And we can add an image. I will show you what happens if I just add in the image from my blog post. The size that they recommend is 698 by 400 pixels, as you can see here. The size of the image on the post itself, I tend to use 1024 by 512, so it's quite a bit bigger. If I just open that up into a new tab, so I'll view image, so you can see the full size of that image. That's going to be too big, but what I'm going to do is download it. So I'm going to save that image just locally into my download. So I'll just save it there, and I will now click here just to upload that image into LinkedIn Pulse. It's a very visual platform, LinkedIn Pulse, so these images really work really well. So I'll go to downloads, and let's just click open there. Let that load up, and you'll find that this is too big for the area. So it doesn't quite show. I mean, you could leave it like that if you want to. You can drag it around a little bit within the area just to show, but it's cutting out quite a bit, and for some images that just wouldn't work at all. So what I'm going to do is do something slightly different. I'm going to introduce you to Canva, which I talk about every now and again, and I'll probably go into in some more depth in future. But this really is a really good sort of image tool where you can create images for blog posts and for social media. It's kind of set up to do that with. But all I'm going to use it for today is just to kind of adjust that image so it's suitable for LinkedIn Pulse. And they have a few kind of preset images here, but they're not the right dimension. So I'm going to just click Use Custom Dimensions, enter in the width, which was, if you remember, if I just flick back, 698 by 400. So 698 width by 400 height, and click Design. And Canva's completely free to use unless you use one of their premium graphic elements. So you can, they do provide sort of a ton of graphics you can take advantage of if you want to. So I'll just show you, for example, there's different illustrations you can build into it. A lot of these are free, but there'll be kind of premium ones. If you scroll down, they're usually $1 a piece. So as they get kind of more refined and more kind of upgraded images, then you'd pay $1 to use those in the finished image. But I'm not doing that today. There's a ton of other kind of, I'll just type in cat just for an example. There's doubtless countless kind of pictures of cats here. Yeah, so lots of, they have literally thousands of images. I'm not too sure how many, but it's a really great tool just to drag images across and resize as you want to. You can add backgrounds and so on. But I'll go into this in more depth in a separate session, I think. So what I will do now, you can upload your own graphics here. I've already uploaded the graphic I'll be using, but basically all you do is just click the Upload Your Own Images button, select the image. I'll just show you that that's the one I'll be using. Just wait for that to show. Yep, so that's basically what I did earlier on. So it was already in Canva, so I won't repeat myself. And all I do here is just drag it across and put it onto the image. Put it onto the background rather. So I'm I could resize that, but if I resize it, it keeps the dimensions when you resize, so I would end up with the same kind of issues that I had on LinkedIn Pulse, with part of it being invisible if I fill up the whole white area. So I'm going to keep it smaller, and I'll show you what I'll do in just a second. I'm going to make sure that that's centered. So if I just drag it, you'll be able to see kind of thin, you can see kind of a thin dotted line just going vertically and just going horizontally as well on the screen. So that just means that you've centered it. So I'll let go with the mouse, and I'm going to select a background. So just a free background just to put on there. And we'll see how that works. So I think I'll go for that one there. It looks a little bit kind of LinkedIn-ish, perhaps. So I'll just drop that in, and it's immediately, I've immediately got an image I can use that will fit the dimensions of LinkedIn straight away. So that's currently saving. I'll just click download, and that'll carry on saving, I believe, and send it to me once that's finished. So still saving it for me. Just wait a second. It's a nice interface to use, so once you get using it, you soon get used to creating all the graphics, and you can have a good look around. And this is free, so feel free to create an account and just have a play around with it. I don't get anything for saying that. It's a nice tool. It's called Untitled Design, very helpfully. You can sort of title these things as you save them. I just want to save it, and I presume that will go into, let's just see where that's gone. So there's my Untitled Design. In my downloads folder, I'm on the create a new post page again on LinkedIn Pulse. So now I'm going to add that image in. It would be nice if I could just drag and drop it across, but they don't seem to do that as yet. So I'll select it instead, open it up. And once it's loaded in, you'll be able to see how it just fits very snugly into that space. There we go. So it's now kind of perfectly positioned. It looks a lot better than it did before because it's not, overstretched. But it's up to you how you want to do this. If it's an image that, say, you need to give credits to, it might be an image you've got off Flickr, for example, or a similar site where you need to give credit to somebody who made the image. But by the way, if you go to blog.vWriter.com, I'll just show you there's a resource on the blog that allows you that kind of shows you different sites you can use. So let's just go to the previous post, I think. It's taking a little while longer than it should do to load up here. Okay, oh, there we go. Let's click previous again. While that's doing that, what I'll do is I'll start moving the content from eZine articles across. So I've done the image. I'm now going to copy and paste across. So it says write your headline. I'm just going to copy and paste straight into there. So it should literally, once you're kind of used to doing this, it should really only take sort of 5 minutes to get this done per content item. And articles you've already got on eZine articles, you can just kind of do the same thing. Probably, do one a day or something just to catch people's attention. So I'm going to just copy all of that and paste it across into the area here. And you can see it's just copied straight across. It does automatically copy the article source from eZine articles, but I will get rid of that. I don't really want that on my content. So the URL for this has changed as well. So I will just adjust that and check the link. So if I highlight all of that, the link tool is here, and make sure it goes to the right place. So this is basically what's called a lead magnet to kind of encourage people to join my list, basically, in return for a freebie that will be valuable to them. So click add there, and it's a good idea to make sure these are in all your articles so that you're getting the traffic from these articles coming through to you. Let's have a look. Okay, I really need to go home, don't I? And find the post. It was yesterday's post, so I'll just go straight there and try and find it. So I'll go through now and just format it. So you can make the post look a lot more attractive than they might do on eZine articles using bolding and so on. Or what I'll do actually is just use the H1 facility there. So just create a header for each of these bullet points. So it's really straightforward to use. It's not overly cluttered in terms of the interface. H1, and just finish off these two as well. Now that's finished now, so click through to the post. Okay. H1 and H1. Okay, let's go back here. There's a link here. Oh yeah, so if you come to this post, so the social media images post on the vWriter blog, click through on the stock photo sites, link here. There's a whole page full of 25 different sites you can use for photographs and so on. So some are free and some are paid, and quite often with the free ones. So we've got paid ones at the top, and scroll down and you'll see free ones. And over time I'll be sort of adding in more information to this as well. But these free ones, some of them will require you to kind of credit the original creator of the image, and others won't. But what it means is you can just go here, and with the image, if you just click up here, you can kind of, I'll just put my own name in just for purposes of illustration, and that will just basically show who created that image. So you can kind of fulfill those obligations to somebody who you're getting the image off. I'll just finish off with this one here. And the interesting thing you can do here as well is embed different media. So what I'm going to do is I'll pick a suitable point in the article, say here, and I'm going to put in a banner to my website. So as people are reading the article, get more sort of click-throughs. And you can't do this sort of thing on eZine articles at all. They just won't allow it, but you can here. So it's a really nice facility to use. So I'm going to just click to, I'm not sure why it's showing the tooltips a bit strangely, but this one here to add an image, so the little camera. I will upload an image, and I've got a banner that I got in place earlier on. So I'm going to upload that one. I'll just click open. You can see it's doing something here. And in a second or two, it will show on the post. And then I need to just select the banner and click link. Let me just make sure that that banner is actually, I'm going to actually select that banner. And I'm going to link it back to the blueprint URL again that we had earlier on. So hopefully now that will be linked. It's a bit difficult to tell whether that will work, so I might have to check it after publication and see if I need to do something a bit different there. So I'm learning here as well. Another thing you can do is add tags, and these tags really determine what kind of channel on Pulse that your content ends up in, so the type of people that you will attract the attention of. So for this, it's about content marketing. So if I just type in content, it will then have a look for suitable tags on LinkedIn Pulse you can use. So I've got content marketing there, and you can only enter 3. So it's kind of important to pick ones that you believe are going to be most effective for you. Now this post talks about traffic, and if I just type in traffic, it comes back with quite strange things like traffic engineering. So I don't need anything like traffic enforcement and so on. I'm looking for web traffic, for example. So I'm going to see what comes up and see if I can select there. So yeah, so that is an option on LinkedIn Pulse to select web traffic, and I might just type in, see if something like online marketing is available. Yeah. So I'll pick that one as well. So it's really about picking the most suitable ones you can. If I try something other, it will tell me I can only select 3 items. So really you're selecting the 3 most suitable tags or categories for your content, so that so that it goes to people who are going to be interested in reading it. One more thing you can do, and you probably noticed earlier on, is add a video. And this means with the whole Be Everywhere strategy, you can start to get more views for those videos. And you can also, I'll show you, it's not just videos, it's also slide shares. So it really enables you, it's one more way to get more views to your YouTube videos, to your slide shares. and get those view counts up. And as those view counts go up, you kind of get more authority on those websites and so on. And you'll find people will kind of click through and view your other videos, your other slide shares, and so on. So I'm going to stick to YouTube today. So I'm just going to select another video to put here. I won't put the video that relates to this article, basically because that's not been done yet. But I'll put a different one on. I don't think having a video that kind of presents the same content wouldn't really work here. So what I'm going to do is just add a bit of text at the bottom here. First of all, I will put an about the author. It's up to you how you do this. Some people don't bother doing this, but I'm going to try doing this just to see how this works. Do an H1, and then beneath this, put something like, if you enjoyed this article, you'll love this video. Let's just check. I've got it here on how to write to engage and attract your marketplace. On how to write to engage and attract your marketplace, and then I'll embed the video. So all I have to do is click that little icon there. It's looking for the kind of embed code from YouTube. So if I click share and see what comes up here, click embed, and that's all I have to do. That's already highlighted for me. Copy that, so Control C or Command C on the Mac, Command V, paste it in, add media, and that loads in straight away. So there'll be people who are reading this article, so there'll be a proportion who will then view my video as well and get those view counts going up over time. So after several months, you'd expect a bit of a difference there. And it's really neat that you can kind of add these kind of additional bits of media in. So it's a good idea to just check through how it's written. I've got this article here. I'm going to change that to this post because it's talking about, LinkedIn Pulse is really about posts. It's kind of an external blog in a way. So I will use slightly different language. For this first section, it's advising people that people do publish on LinkedIn Pulse. So I'm going to just enter in a bit of extra text here. Does this work? You're reading this, aren't you? Something like that. That just ties in and makes it, very individual to LinkedIn Pulse. And that's pretty much it. I just need to check whether that banner is really going to work once I've published it, but it's now saved in your account, and as you come back and create more in future, you'll see them listed down here. So I'll click publish for this now. Are you sure you want to publish? Yes, please. Give that a second or two to publish that, and you can see. And look at that. We've let your 585 LinkedIn followers know that you've published. And as your network increases, obviously that's going to be a ton of people who get to see your new content. It then offers you to share it across your social network, but it'll be easy just to drag that link into vWriter, set up posts and do it that way instead, rather than going through different social networks. And you can also kind of schedule it and make sure it's going out at the right time for your followers if you set up those publishing time windows. And there's another opportunity up here to publish a post, and you can see how this all works down the left hand side. So it's a very image centric environment to be in, so these images kind of stand out quite a lot, and it would be worth testing whether the kind of image I've got here is as effective as, say, an image of a person. It could well be that images of people work better on LinkedIn Pulse on LinkedIn Pulse because it's a very because it's a social media environment and people are connecting with other people. I found out with advertising on LinkedIn, for example, a picture of a person kind of outweighs a picture of something else. So it's just worth testing to see what kind of view count you get through. I just need to check whether that banner is going to be actually linked, and if I click the banner, I can see it does actually go straight through to what I've got as a squeeze page or an opt-in page on the website. So it goes straight through there. So that works perfectly well. So it means that you can kind of add in the odd banner. I wouldn't overdo it on LinkedIn because it's a very professional type environment. So you don't want to kind of overdo the kind of salesy speak and make it seem a bit spammy. But it just kind of nestles in with the article, as you might see on any website really. Gives some useful information to people reading, and then just provides a video at the bottom so it doesn't distract from people clicking through on the link, for example. It's just worth testing all these different things to see how they work for you. So what I would do is just set all this up within vWriter. Make sure that you've got a channel that sends out these kind of notifications to yourself or somebody else to remind you to get that LinkedIn Pulse content up and running on Pulse. And just keep on going with the articles. Try and get a few up there. It's the first one I've put up there, as you can see. But it's really just about that getting that system going. So I'll be starting to do this on a much more regular basis now, and getting my content up there. And what I'll probably actually do is go through my previous articles on eZan articles and just kind of adapt them a little bit as needed, update them as needed, and put those onto LinkedIn Pulse as well going forward. And in terms of the images, a lot of those articles won't have a ready-made image, of course, so I can just use something like Canva, come up with some. I'll show you how the text works. So if I, just as an example, they make it really easy to add text. So I could have an image of, let me just see, if I just put office people in here and just see, just as an example, so you can see the type of thing you can do. So that looks quite LinkedIn-like, doesn't it? So let's put that there. And if I click text, you'll see it has examples of text I can just drag across. I'm not sure how well that image is going to work with the text, but just to give you the idea. And I could put the article text here, so 7 top tips if it was a different article which I didn't have an image for already. So etc. You would just add in the image there, the text there, download it, and then you'd have it ready for LinkedIn. So it's really, really quick, to come up with something like that. You'd probably want a better image really, but just to show you how that would work. And that's it really. So it's very, very simple. You can see that you can do that in 5 minutes or so. You'd have another piece of content on LinkedIn Pulse ready to roll. So if I click through to my profile, I'm just wondering how that will show now. I'm thinking that this post will now show towards the top of my profile. Yep, so there we go. So it showed up there. So anyone now viewing my profile now or in the future will see kind of the posts that I'm publishing on LinkedIn Pulse, and again drive more traffic through. And that's another way why you get such big view counts. So somebody like Jeff Hayden, who let's just try and see anyway how many followers he might have. I think he has several thousand. Yeah, well, so that's why he gets such a big view count for his content, because he's built up his followers to such a high level. And you'll find that when you start doing this type of content on LinkedIn Pulse, that your follower count will increase as well. People will find your content and will follow you as a result. Me just finding Jeff's content is quite tempting just to click follow, which I think I will do because I find what I've read so far kind of interesting. So I'm now following him. He's got one more follower, and you'll find that the same happens for you when you're developing and posting your own content on LinkedIn Pulse. And the more followers you then have, every time that you publish a piece of content, it's then going to do exactly what it did for me. It will notify your followers that you have published some new content, which is just what you want. You get more traffic and you're in front of your marketplace, which is really what it's all about. So I hope that training's been really helpful. If there's any questions, please let me know. Great to see everybody, like I said. Apart from that, I will get the recording done as usual and get the video up on the training area on the website, and have a lovely weekend. Hi Arthur, that's a great question actually. Can I create a profile in LinkedIn Pulse as a brand or business name, or does my profile have to be a person or a pen name? LinkedIn Pulse works on the person. So what I would do is just kind of link your personal profile in with your business, of course, so it will be linked through to the pages that you manage on LinkedIn Pulse as a business, but it does have to be through your personal profile that you're publishing posts. So it's all very personalized. So you'll see people familiar to people in the UK, like James Kahn, Richard Branson has stuff here, all sorts of people that you'll probably recognize, but it's all very personally done, so it comes from the actual person. Hi, Mike. That's a really good question too. Are there separate business pages on LinkedIn? Yes, there are. So let me just try and find the right place. I sometimes find it easy to get lost on LinkedIn. Yeah, I think it's up here. So yeah. So if you click on your profile picture, top right, let's try and get that up again. You can see company page and click manage. I'm not sure what it will show if you don't yet have any company pages, but this is basically where you would go to do that. There is some information on setting these up within vWriter. If you go through the business building block bonuses, I believe there's information there on setting up a LinkedIn company page. But just to show you briefly, I believe, yeah, this really links through to submit your article, which was another business. But you can have kind of multiple business pages set up for your profile within LinkedIn Pulse. So that's really how you do that. And I should have said there as well with vWriter, you can then add that business page essentially as a profile, as a new profile into vWriter. So if you just click the LinkedIn option when you're adding a new profile and then select the page option, it will list the pages that you manage under your LinkedIn profile. You do have to have a personal LinkedIn profile to be able to add in company profiles for LinkedIn within vWriter. That's just how LinkedIn is set up. It needs that kind of authorization to come through your personal profile. But as soon as you've got that profile within vWriter, you can then keep it updated, for example, with updates each time you post to your blog or other content you curate. This kind of content, when you publish on LinkedIn Pulse, will go out automatically to your network, of course, but you can add the content in and decide to share it on Facebook and elsewhere.